There are few things in life more humbling than a travel day that doesn't go quite to plan. We were confident this would be an easy trip. Travel mishaps rarely happen to us, we thought.
Hopefully they're in Lost and Found and we're not in Puerto Rico without any clothes.
Just a simple, stress-free flight. What could possibly go wrong?
I want food. Window is subjective.
Some window. Are you enjoying your window seat? Oh, we finally boarded our plane, only about 2 hours late. Usually a delay is not a big deal, but our connecting flight is supposed to be at 4:30. This one was originally supposed to get there like 3, and now the delay says it's going to get there like 4:22, but we didn't board until like a little after 1, so it's probably going to get there later than 4:22. Don't know if we're going to make our connecting flight, but she said the other one's delayed too, so maybe we're okay. We'll find out when we get there. Well, we didn't make it, clearly, as you can see from this obviously staged shot. We did not make our flight.
So our first flight got delayed, as you know. We landed, our flight was still boarding, and then about 3 minutes later, the boarding doors closed.
Here's how it all went down.
We have to go to baggage claim to see if they can find our bags and see if they're not lost in the abyss somewhere. Because now we have a flight for tomorrow morning and have no idea where our bags are.
Which is weird, because we packed carry-on for this trip too, but they made us gate check. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
The 2 bags that you just got from DC to San Juan. You can just wait at Carousel 1, okay?
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. First bit of good news, our bags didn't make it. The baggage claim lady was super nice, so she put them on Carousel 1 for us, so that was an easier fix than I thought it'd be. We have clothes. Yay.
Yay, my hero.
Found them.
We called JetBlue. We had 2 flight options. One was to fly an hour later. It would be a connecting flight to Puerto Rico. So we would fly from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, up to JFK, and then down to Puerto Rico and land at like 3:30 a.m. Or what we decided was to take the first flight out tomorrow, which is at like 7 a.m. Because I know that if we can like sleep in a bed, tomorrow won't be a wash. If we arrived at 4 a.m., we would be zombies tomorrow and wouldn't be able to do anything. Everything will be fine.
Things are looking up.
Things are looking up. I'm very happy for our travel partnership because there were quite a few couples who were not speaking very nicely to each other, and we were like bummed, but it's just an inconvenience, really.
So, see you in the morning.
Okay, let's try this again. This time things went a lot smoother, and in 3 hours we were landing in Puerto Rico.
Yo le da la bienvenida a San Juan, Puerto Rico, la isla del encanto. ¡Llegamos! Manténgase. Sí, llegamos.
Thank you.
Bye, take care. That's it.
We finally made it. We're here. It was a little bit of extra travel, but we're here.
Yeah.
We're here. It's starting to rain a little bit, but we're gonna go to the Airbnb, drop off our bags. I think since we only have a half a day now, our plan's gonna change a little bit, but it's still gonna be pretty straightforward. We're gonna find a local restaurant, which we're gonna do right now anyway, and then tomorrow we'll explore a little bit more outside of Old San Juan.
Lately, we've been prioritizing homestays so that we can learn a little bit more from locals. So that's how we're going to be spending the first few days here on our trip.
Home sweet home.
It's like cinnamon.
It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
This is our bed. You just gotta make it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, this is comfy. Are there sheets?
So to get an understanding of what the real Puerto Rico is like, we're linking up with Felix. He is our Airbnb host, and he loves talking about the history and the culture here. So hopefully he can give us some good insider information, and we can go off of that on where to go and things to eat, things to do.
Juan Ponce de Leon. he was a Spanish conquistador.
Uh-huh.
Ponce de Leon was Puerto Rico's first governor. He had a mansion built in a place called Caparra, but it turned out to be too far from San Juan and never worked out and so on. And then Ponce de Leon heard or overheard that the Native Americans in Florida had some kind of potion that will restitute the Fountain of Youth. You hear about the Fountain of Youth?
Yeah.
It was not a Fountain of Youth as such. It was the equivalent of Viagra. So what happens is that in history books you can go, okay kids, this is what happens, when this happens. So they, decorated a Fountain of Youth. It was just a potion that would make the same effect. And he's buried in the cathedral in Old San Juan.
Felix gave us some good insight on the history of Puerto Rico and then went on to show us something a lot of people don't know about.
Like I said, it was purchased by an ex-governor before he was governor. His name is Luis Ferrer. He's in the cement business. And what happens is that the painter was Richard Lighton, and he asked the painter, what's wrong with it? So the painter explained it. At first it was a nude. And the picture was to represent the closeness of sleep and death. However, when he finished it, he noticed that the painting has a huge anatomical mistake. And in order to cover that anatomical mistake, he painted the veil on top of what he had already painted. And the real one, it's worth $4 million, by the way.
Whoa!
Yeah, by the way. Yeah. So there's a huge anatomical mistake. See if you can catch it.
Let's play a game. We couldn't figure it out till Felix told us, but leave a comment if you know what's wrong with this painting.
The conversation with Felix lasted well over an hour. We'll share more of that conversation in future videos because you can tell how passionate he is about his home, but we were losing daylight and hadn't eaten anything but airplane snacks all day, so he pointed us to a couple good restaurants in the neighborhood. We stopped at the first one we came across, and this one was supposed to have pretty good empanadas.
Dos arroz con pollo. Y carne empanada.
Igual. ¿Tu go aquí?
Aquí.
Really spicy. We both ordered arroz con pollo, and it's huge, and it comes with plantains and chicken, and it's delicious. I love a rice-based dish of any cuisine or culture.
And our first meal in San Juan came out to $32.
Travel days are never the highlight reel of a trip. Some days you feel like it's easy, and other times it's a bit rough. At the end of the day, no one romanticizes the 6-hour ordeal of getting from point A to point B. But then you sit here, watching one of the most beautiful sunsets you've ever seen, with the sand between your toes, and you realize it's all worth it. Tomorrow will be even better. We'll get to see a lot more of San Juan, more stories from Felix, more surprises, and probably even a regrettable amount of food. But for now, this is good. For the first time all day, we get to relax and begin to soak it all in. That's it for us. We'll catch you in the next video.